Hello. So we're going to begin releasing the hips. You're going to need a belt or a scarf, something which you can wrap around your hands and has some softness to it, so nothing that's going to cut into the flesh too much. And come lying on your back. So we're going to begin releasing stuck energy in the hips. The hips is where we store a lot that we don't know how to process. It's a place that we push down what we don't know how to process. Anodea Judith calls it the charge, so it becomes a charged area and then we need to release it. And a great way of releasing it is shaking. So this is a really nice exercise to get into this area, just to shake loose and down the legs. So begin, let's start on this side so you can see, just by pulling the knee into the chest and circling the ankles, so just opening up the channels of the feet, the foot. So you may hear little crackles or cracks. Just go at whatever pace allows you to really get into that circular motion. And then taking your belt or your scarf, put it around the foot and rub up and down. Again, this opens up the energy centre in the bottom, so as we're releasing, the energy can easily flow out of the foot and it feels nice and tingly. And then bring the belt to the centre of the foot and just wrap it around the hands so you've got a good grip. Sorry. And what we're going to do is breathe in and pull the knee towards us down so that the thigh comes down. And then as we breathe out, we're going to pull the foot away and hold the foot down, so we're creating tension there. And what you'll find at some point is the foot and the leg begin to shake. So sometimes this takes a few rounds before the shaking begins. Sometimes it's almost instantaneous, as it seems to be for me today. So once I feel that shaking, I just hold the leg and I allow the shaking to happen. Sometimes it's very subtle, sometimes it's quite vigorous. So it's not like one way is more powerful than another, you just go with whatever the body's doing. And as soon as the shaking dies away, you come back to the breathing again. So sometimes it kind of comes in waves, dies off, and then you come back to the breathing. And as the body's shaking, the legs shaking, just breathe down into the hips. clinking is just the buckle on my belt. Sorry if it's disturbing you. So if you've got time, you could just keep doing this until you really feel that charge has moved through. So I'm going to pause at this stage. So if you want to keep going, just hit pause. If you're ready to move on to the other leg, just extend this leg out and down, and then release the belt. And bring this foot up, this knee in, and the same, rotating the ankle. And as you rotate the ankle, close the eyes and just breathe and feel the energy moving in that hip that you've just released. Maybe subtle sensations, or it might feel really quite strong. Great, grabbing the belt, hook it around that foot, open up the energy channel in this foot. Gosh, that feels nice. And then taking the belt, inhale that knee down, back and neck long, and then as you exhale, pushing the foot up, holding resistance, so there's tension there. Keep breathing and moving until you feel the juddering. And if the juddering feels strong enough, just hold the leg so it can continue to shake and judder until it dies away, which sometimes is very quickly, sometimes not so quickly. You may find the position of the belt on the foot makes a difference to how easily the leg releases. So for me, hooking it just above the heel seems to be the optimum point, but for others it might be more below the ball of the foot. So just experiment till you get a feel for this. And once the judder begins, just listen. The body knows what it needs. And sometimes, it's just so curious what it wants to do. So each time you come to it with an open mind. The body will always surprise us if we allow it to. You can also try extending the leg. If there's any tightness in the knees, you can actually straighten the leg. That may be more comfortable. Also, if there's any tension in the lower back. And once you feel comfortable in this practice, you can begin to lengthen the other leg. But in my experience, it feels more secure and protected to start with that knee bent. So if you're not feeling anything at all, just keep going with the practice. And at some point, the holding will begin to soften once the body recognizes that there's space to release. It will take the opportunity. Sometimes we become habitually held, and it can just take a little while in a practice to show the body there's the opportunity here to release that habitual holding. Lovely. So again, you may want to just carry on. I feel like this could go on for a while for me. I'm going to pause here. Gently lower that leg down. And bend the knee up. And just let the hips sink down. Feel the movement and the sensations. Help this along a little. We're going to come to that lovely rocking forwards and backwards, so the back stays on the floor and we're literally just pushing through the feet so that there's a rocking motion along the back and the head. Keep breathing long and deep. And then relax. Feel the flow through the body. Take a deep inhale. And exhale. going to come back to the belt, straightening out the right leg, just point and flex, and flip a few times. And then we're going to take a hold of this left leg, hooking the belt around the foot. And to begin with, we're just gently going to bring that leg towards us. So if it's early in the morning that you're doing this practice, give your body a chance to warm up. If you're doing this practice in the evening, your body will be more open. But first thing, we really want to take our time. I can actually feel some shaking starting in this position, and that's not necessarily going to happen. If it does, it's great, just go along with it. But this is really more of a stretch, and obviously with stretches there's release, and I've clearly got something wanting to release this morning. Breathing deep. Lovely. And then taking the belt, both sides of the belt, in the left hand, I'm going to begin to bring this leg over to the left and use the arm to support you. So depending on where the leg comfortably rests, you don't want to pull the right hip off the mat, so the right leg and the right hip remain heavy. So for me, it's comfortable just to have the forearm and then allow that leg to hang in a comfortable stretch. Keeping the right side of the body nice and heavy. Make sure there's no tension in the shoulders, so even though the left arm is working, let the right arm and the right shoulder be really relaxed. The neck can be soft and relaxed, the head heavy. Breathing all the way down into the hips. If you want to stay a little longer here, by all means, you can hang out here for as long as feels good, just gently opening up. If you're ready to come back, gently guiding the leg back. Using that belt to make sure all the movements nice and smooth. And then relax down. Being aware of the energy that's moving. Feeling the difference between the left hip and the right hip. And then just align the hips, rock them from side to side. And again, we're going to draw this leg up, and this time bring the belt into the right hand. And slowly draw the leg all the way over to the right as far as feels comfortable. If you're finding it challenging to get into a position where the body can relax, like if the height of the leg just doesn't quite allow the arm to hold it, you can always use props. So you can use a bolster, you can use blocks, so that the foot is resting rather than hanging. So as with all these postures, experiment, explore and find what works for you. You may find that taking the leg one way feels much easier. Just breathe deep, listen to the body. And what moves and opens readily on one day may be different on another day. So, never assuming, always listening and allowing the body to lead. If you want to stay in this position longer, hold it for as long as you need to today. And then when you're ready, slowly, gently, using the belt to draw the leg back up and then all the way down. And relax. Taking a hold of the belt. I'm going to begin on the other side. Making whatever little adjustments you need to feel centered. Flipping the belt around the other foot, and to begin with, lengthening the leg up. You may find that the leg comes much closer towards you. That's great. Just go with whatever's comfortable for you, not straining at all. Taking the stretch to the edge, so that place where you feel a stretch. There's no sense of strain. You're not constricting your breath because there's a sense of tension in the holding of it. Think of it more as a lengthening. It's clearly just what I needed to do this morning, because there's lots of juddering and shaking going on for me. Stay in that position as long as you like. I'm going to take the belt in the right hand, draw the leg over, in that left leg and hip heavy, the left shoulder and the left arm relaxed and heavy, the jaw soft, back of the neck relaxed. Breathing deep down into the hips. It can be nice to adjust the foot and the belt, just very small adjustments can take us into quite a different stretch, different experience of stretch. If at any point it begins to feel like you've gone too far, you can just gently lift the leg up a fraction. So you can hang out here longer. If you're ready to come up, gently bringing the leg all the way up and then softly lowering it down and relax. Taking a hold of the belt again, bringing that leg up, taking it in the left hand and crossing over the body. I like to lift up the left shoulder and place it back down again so the shoulder blade is flat against the mat. So that shoulder of the holding arm can really relax. Stay here if you want. Otherwise, all the way back to centre, gently lowering the leg down. You can take the belt off to one side now. And relax. Feel the inner movement of the hips, the sensations. It comes from that opening and releasing, that energy, delighting in being able to move freely. If there's any shudders or judders or shaking that the body does, just relax into it. Once the body knows it has an opportunity to release, you can just keep going. And if there's anything you feel you need to do at this point, any way that feels good to move, stretch, release, and go with what your intuition tells you. nothing comes, then just keep lying, relaxing. You can, if the lower back feels like it needs to release, you can bring the feet to the floor, bend the knees. And lying like this is the easiest way for the lower back to release of its own accord. So just lying, relaxing, you'll begin to feel little sensations that may become little twitches, may become little shudders. You may feel in the thighs, movement. Key to these releases is patience, giving yourself the time so that the body can work its magic and lead you wherever it needs to go. So if you have time, keep doing what you feel to do. If your time has come to an end, bring the right knee into the chest and then the left knee, and gently rock from side to side. Breathe in deep. Appreciating the body for what it's held on our behalf, on your behalf. Enjoying that feeling of relaxation that comes once we've let go. Coming to centre. Sometimes these positions after a release feel so blissful. I just want to stay here for hours. Gently rolling onto your left side. And take a moment here. And you're really gently using the hands and the arms to guide you up. There you go, just see how it feels to come into cross legs. You may feel subtle differences, big differences, no differences. You never know what you're going to find. Go well.